on an exam, I will tell you how many decimal places to round to. Okay? I mean, here I did 4. That was kind of arbitrary. So, all right. So that's what we get here. Now, before we get C, are there any questions, though? Okay. Well, how would you get C, though? Well, again, let's go to SOHCAHTOA. To get C, right? Well, we have the adjacent. C is the hypotenuse, right? It's opposite the 90-degree angle. So we have adjacent and hypotenuse, right? We have adjacent, hypotenuse we want. We're going to use cosine, the C. So again, 40 is the adjacent side. C is the hypotenuse. So in order to get C, we want to use cosine. Namely, cosine of 37 degrees. Okay? That's going to equal to adjacent, which is 40, divided by hypotenuse, C. Adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Adjacent divided by hypotenuse. So cosine of 37 degrees is 40 divided by C. 40 divided by C. So we want to solve for C. Okay, we want to get C all alone. Well, how do we do that? Well, let's take a look. So this is what I did. I multiplied both sides by C, because the C's here are going to cancel. And you're left with C times the cosine of 37 degrees times 40. That's what we get here, right? Then, to get C all alone, we must divide. We must divide both sides by cosine of 37 degrees. Doing so, we get C equals 40 divided by cosine of 37 degrees. So here, again, let me say it again. From the beginning here, we multiplied both sides by C. That cancels the C over here. That gets it out of the denominator. And now to get C all alone, we have C times cosine of 37 degrees is 40. But to get C all alone, right, we divide both sides by cosine of 37 degrees. B's are gonna cancel. And you're left with C equals this quotient. Okay, well, we're not quite there yet. How would we get the answer? Well, what's cosine of 37 degrees? Again, if you use your calculator, it's going to be about this much. Just make sure, again, you're in degree mode. Okay? Good. All right, that's good. Now, from here, we get C then is, again, 40 over cosine of 37 degrees. Using this, we get about this much. But notice we did not use A at all, right? In particular, we did not use Pythagorean's theorem. Let's use trig functions. All right. Any questions on this one? All right, let's do this one then. So this one also is very similar. The triangle, again, is not drawn to scale, but again, it's really the same idea. Here, this angle, the given angle, is 63 degrees. So we know all the angles, actually, because the sum has to be 180. This side we have is 8, the opposite side. Okay, so we want to find A and C. Well, let's find A first. Okay, so how do we get A? Well, we have opposite side, right? 8 is opposite 63 degrees. And little a here is the adjacent side. So we have opposite and adjacent. We're going to use tangent. Tangent, okay? So we're going to use tangent. So from here, from trigonometry, tangent of 63 degrees is equal to opposite, which is 8, divided by adjacent, which is A. Tangent of 63 degrees, right? It's opposite divided by adjacent. So we have to solve for A. It's really the same steps from before. You know, we want to get A all alone, so we multiply both sides by A, right? We don't want A in the denominator. So these cancel. We get A times tangent of 63 degrees equals 8. That's what we get here. A times tangent of 63 degrees is 8. But we want A all alone. What do? Divide. We divide tangent of 63 degrees, both sides by it. And by doing that, these cancel. A's all alone on the left. On the right, we get 8 over tangent of 63 degrees. Okay, notice also tangent of 63 degrees, you know, we can get that. That's 1.96261. Again, you could just do that in a calculator. You know, just again, you know, make sure you're in the right mode, degree mode. Okay? You know, if you ever need help with the calculator, you know, don't be afraid to ask me. I mean, I don't have an Android calculator. I do not have an Android smartphone, but definitely willing to help though. But anyway, once you know this, we get A, 8 divided by this, which is about this amount, approximately. Good. Are there any questions on that? Okay. All right, so let me just, not done yet, but I just want to check something quickly. Good, okay. For the last one, to get C, so what trig function do we use? I mean, really, that's the hard part, figuring out which trig function to use. Well, notice that 8 is the opposite side, right, of 63 degrees. C is the hypotenuse, so we have opposite and hypotenuse. What trig function? Sine. S for sine, right? Sine of 63 degrees is opposite. There it is. Opposite 8 divided by hypotenuse, which is C. Oh, here we go. Good, good. I know that says let's find A, but really it should be C. So sorry about that. But again, sine of 63 degrees we have is 8 over C, opposite over hypotenuse. I'll let you figure it out. I mean, let you figure it out. It's really the same steps as the previous one, right? Basically, you want to get C all alone. So you multiply by C, then you divide by sine of 63 degrees. It's the same steps, and this is what you get. Okay, we have like 5 seconds left. So are there any questions at all? Okay, we'll have to stop here. So this is actually good. This is what I got up to in the other class.